Been a minute, isn't it?
It's been a minute. I guess we'll have to discuss that to start with.
Yeah, you and your issues, huh?
Ramadan too.
Don't make me out to be the bad guy. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Keep it up.
Hi guys, welcome back to the next episode of FK Chat. Episode, what are we? Episode 4. Episode 4.
Little hiatus.
Yeah, a little bit of a break in between. 6 weeks.
Longer than that.
Is it? No, it's been about 6 weeks. February was February 10th.
No, it was end of January.
End of January. Was it really?
I think I came on the Monday and then they went into labor on the Wednesday.
Oh, there we go. So it's been 2 months.
2 months.
We've had a few things going on. So we've had some good news, but let's pass it over. Ben, what's been going on with you? Where the fuck have you been? Excuse my French.
Well, had twins, of course, as you know.
Congratulations.
Yeah, bless. Well, some health complications. So with all 3 of them, so
yeah,
delayed a lot.
They're all good now, though, right?
They're all good. Everything's good.
Yeah,
all good. Probably 9 weeks ago it was, but they've only been home for about 3 weeks.
Yeah,
everybody's been home for about 3 weeks, so that lets you know the time frames. And then, of course, it's been Ramadan as well, which means that you could only do it in the nights, really, which is not the best for me, you know. Because if
Ben's trying to put the blame on me, basically.
The first,
you and your religion, yeah. You and you Muslims, yeah.
Yeah, everyone's always trying to blame the Muslims, not me.
Yeah, it was.
You got a lot going on as well.
Yeah. Friday was amazing, like incredible. Cardiff Council organised a massive Eid prayer.
I saw that
in Blackwood Fields. Oh, it was incredible.
Did you go?
Yeah.
Oh, that boy looks so cool.
Oh, mate, it was so good. I wish I'd invited you just to come down to just experience it.
When I saw the photos, I was thinking that looks like a great event to be at.
And it was a beautiful day as well.
The iftar we had, the club iftar was amazing too. That was my first
experience. We'll talk about that now.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you enjoyed that, did you?
That was a beautiful time,
yeah,
man.
It was good.
Yeah, much respect to all you guys.
It was just amazing, you know. But like these fasts are what we would class as short. They're not short, but you know, they're like 12, 13-hour fasts and stuff, you know. I was meant to referee last night. I just couldn't do it. I was just physically incapable of doing it. I'm still recovering from it. We were meant to do the podcast a couple of days ago.
Yes, we were.
And I had to cancel because like I just wasn't up to it. So I did that. I was just basically, my memory is gone to pieces as well. So like that was interesting as well because the guys are trying to. We've had so much going on with the club.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
A lot going on in the background.
A lot going on.
That has just been really difficult because I've had to be on my A game with it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's been all right. So Ben's had a couple of kids.
Yeah.
I've been moaning like a kid because I haven't been able to eat. What else is going on? We did the club iftar. So anybody who doesn't know what an iftar is essentially the end of the day when we break our fast. So around about 5-6 p.m. You know, we have food and we call that time iftari. So we had the club iftar where like everybody was welcome, Muslim, non-Muslim, whoever. And we booked out the Wales Millennium Centre and we just had loads of food and drink.
Yeah, beautiful time.
Not
and alcoholic.
No, nothing like that, obviously. And we just brought all the families. Ben brought his family. So it's been a couple of weeks or a couple of months. Hopefully we're gonna get another recording in maybe this weekend if we can.
Whenever you want.
We're just going to go over a couple of things. So let's take a look.
Casey doesn't like to get up in the mornings, guys, see?
We're in the morning right now. It's 10 a.m. right now. I've been up since 7:30. I've been up since 7:30.
Good on you. If we could just organise after the school run when we got days off, we'd be able to do it no problem.
Yeah, but we can't get any guests on then.
No, we can. Tony will come on via video, I reckon.
He'll still be drunk from the night before.
He doesn't drink normally. He just went on the stag, you know. We were trying to get him in for Monday.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah,
he doesn't drink normally. He just come off a stag.
He's too hungover. I'm guessing he was hungover. I don't know. You know, I'm assuming. And you're going to stag the Butlins. 30 of them went. So 30-man stag in Butlins.
Yeah.
Monday's going to be ropey for anybody, right? Like, let's be honest.
Especially the way Tony.
Yeah, if Tony's really going for it, it's going to be ropey.
Oh, we gave away our guest name, by the way, as well.
Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. So
more
that's what we're
pressure
hoping
on
to
him.
get him.
More
Yeah,
pressure on him. To
more
come and get
pressure
on
on Tony to come through. And then one of our other guests was putting away his little ones.
Yeah.
Don't say his name.
Okay.
And I'm trying to work on somebody who's agreed previously to come on the podcast. I'm just waiting for a reply back from him, hopefully soon. He's probably the most well-known person within the basketball community in the UK. His organization, what he does, everybody's seen him or seen his organization or what they do. I'll say no more because if we don't get him, I look like a tit.
UK wide, yeah. Locally,
I think
people probably
UK wide.
UK wide for sure, but like locally, people probably know Tony Barrymore.
Yeah.
He's probably a
The
bigger
most
name.
infamous person.
What's the definition of infamous?
Don't make me Google
Earnestly
it.
asking. I don't know. Like,
Infamous is like you got famous, right? Which
Yeah.
is for good reason. Infamous
Right, is
is
it?
being it's almost like notorious, isn't
notorious. Okay.
it? Yeah, being famous for not all the good reasons.
Well, that's most people that are famous nowadays, isn't it, bro? But
Oh, controversial.
is that
All right.
controversial?
Oh, I don't know, man. I'm not going into the TMZ shit, man. So how are we doing on the D1? Where are we? What's
Going
going
into
on with
D1,
Yeah.
SWBA. Yeah.
Let's talk about South Wales
Let's talk some
Basketball
basketball.
Association
That's what we're supposed
D1.
to be doing.
Yeah,
we're supposed to be talking basketball.
Yeah.
You want the table?
What's going on? Yeah, talk us through the table.
Well, as usual, the table's a bit of a mess.
Okay, I've been informed that it's been updated. I don't think yesterday's results are on there or Monday's results.
Our game on Monday isn't on there, but
okay. But I've been told apart from that,
it's always updated. But as we've alluded to before, it's just mismatch because Cougars are top of the table with 15 points, but their record is 5.
Did you go to the game on Monday?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, Cougars are top of the table, 5-5.
Yeah.
So RCT is second, 6-0. So it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
We're third, 6-1.
How many have Cougars played though?
They played 10. They're 5-5.
Right.
So they played
because they get points for a loss.
Because you get points for a lot. I don't know exactly what the system is, but yeah. You get points for competing.
Yeah.
So it's Cougars, RCT, us.
We're third.
We're third, 6-1.
Yeah.
Beaver, fourth, 4-4. Then you got Caerphilly, Swansea, and ABC Gwent. Obviously, Barry dropped out.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
Yeah. I guess they didn't have the guys. I suppose.
I think they're still competing in D2.
Still competing in D2.
What's D2 men's look like?
What about the cup with Barry being dropped out? No, does that mean we're back in the cup or not?
Does it, balls? Oh yeah, I wonder how many teams have been showing their list of players to the referee before the game. How many do you think have done that, Ben?
None of them, I'd guess.
But we got penalised because they didn't want us in the cup final.
I haven't been there at any of those games, so I couldn't be sure.
Yeah, absolute piss
The D2 table also looking a bit silly.
Yeah.
Because Cardiff Tribal Hunters 2 are 10-7. Cardiff Tribal Hunters 2 is in, they got 2 teams, yeah?
Okay, Cardiff, they're seconds, yeah.
Yeah.
They're number 1.
They're number 1, 10-7. They've played the most games. Cardiff Tribal Hunters, no number at the end, so the other team.
Yeah.
They're second. They're 10-5. They got a better record though.
Yeah.
Cardiff Eagles are third, 7-9, and then in fourth, the actual team that's top of the league is Swansea Storm. They're Swansea Storm 2. Apologies.
Yeah.
They're 10-2.
So they got 10 wins, 2 losses.
So, but they got by far the highest win percentage, which is how basketball is usually.
And where are they at?
Fourth. So, then we got a bunch of other teams rounding it out. Do you want me to check out D3?
Yeah, go on. Let's have a look.
Let's see if D3 makes any more sense. Oh, they got East and West.
Yeah.
No, still doesn't make no sense because Cardiff Eagles 2 are first at 9-9, and then Ely Titans are 12-3. So shout out to them. That's a good record.
Well done, guys.
And Pontypridd Panthers 11-4. So they're the top 2. Oh, Caerphilly Cobras 2. They're 10-2. So technically, Caerphilly Cobras, they got the least losses. They're in 5th place, but they got the least losses. So
yeah,
they've also got West, right? Let me check the West. So many teams in it. Ooh, Carmarthen Kings 9-0 in the D3 West.
Yeah, solid.
That's good.
Yeah.
And they're top of the league as well. So the one league where the team with the best record is actually top. So shout outs to Carmarthen Kings.
Yeah.
Maybe if the West and the East do like a little end of season thing, that could be interesting. I'm not sure if they're going to do that. They don't seem to do much like that anymore.
Yeah.
But,
I know there's a Terry Price.
There is a she told me about the Terry Price. Obviously, still up in the air. Who's going to be top of the top two in the Welsh League table? Because it's top two from the SWBA, and then top two from up there. That's what it used to be. Just one team now, Terry Price.
So Terry Price is the winners of CBL versus the winners of the West Wales League.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. And the winners of D1 SWBA versus North Wales.
So there's not semi-finals and finals anymore.
Yeah, I don't know who comes up with these things. Guys, you need some fresh blood and some ideas because it's trash. The setup in SWBA is trash. Setup in BW is trash. BWNL hasn't even got a proper website. I don't even know what's going on there. You can't
still haven't been able to find a website.
You can't find the fixtures. You can't. I don't even know what the format is. Oh, we put it on social media. Oh, like there's nowhere near enough information. CBL. Number one is Barry Huskies, who are 9-2.
That's the Vets, right?
Yeah.
Lucy and Chris Smith and all those guys.
Caerphilly Cobras, 7-2. They're second. Cardiff City are 6-4. I'll come back to them in a minute. Medics 5-5. Newbridge Raiders, who in 5th place. And normally Newbridge have been just ascending since last year. They're normally, near the bottom of the table. They've had some really big wins.
Traditionally,
they've really developed well. They have. They are in 5th place with 5 wins, 4 losses. So they're still over 500. So they should be technically in 4th place. But
maybe the first time they've been above 500 as well in the league, which would be good if it is.
Yeah, that could be it. I think they could get there. They won the Shield last year as well. Cardiff Eagles are 4-7. Ely Titans are 2-7, and Llantwit Major Merlins are 2-9. So Llantwit are the new ones in this year.
Okay.
Cardiff City we've taken 1 actual loss,
right,
and then 3 we've had put on us forfeit because of various reasons where guys.
Ah, yes.
So
guys weren't licensed.
Yeah. So basically, there was some issues with Sid Khan. So Sid registered for National League and CBL.
Yes.
He said he stopped playing National League because the old rules were you can't play National League and CBL. So he wasn't playing that. But we've had to tighten up the rules.
He played 1 game though.
Yeah,
the very first game of the season.
Yeah,
in the cup.
yeah. And then he wasn't playing.
And then he wasn't playing.
Yeah.
So
because he quit and stuff.
But he did break the record for frees.
We'll get onto that in a second. Yeah, we'll get onto that in a minute. But
so maybe he shouldn't be playing.
But then the issue was that the rules that were out, the regulations that were out were that essentially he needed clearance before he could play, and he didn't listen to us. And we said, "Look, don't play," and then he played. So the game that we played in that we won, I think it was probably against Barry or somebody or whatever. He actually. That game was as a punishment.
It was void.
It was voided. So we got a 20-0 loss, and he got a 2-game ban, 2-game suspension.
And then when he came back, he got
and
ejected.
then we had another 3 games where we had under-18s players who didn't realize they were supposed to be registered with BW. I was like, how are you playing any basketball without a BW license? And those games are voided as well. And so
that's why there's so many losses there.
Yeah, that's why.
I've seen some of your messages in the group chat. You were not happy with the juniors not being registered.
It's an absolute, I wouldn't get it to. It's an absolute disgrace.
Let's go back to Sid, though. He's had a roller coaster year in the CBL.
Yeah, so Sid basically played D2, which is basically D1 National League last year. Did solid.
Yeah, the old D1 last year. Yeah, he started a lot of games.
Yeah, I'd say he started 90% of the games. Was solid.
Club really needed him to play last season as well, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, really good player. Knew what he was doing. We just had a trash year. So it's like, you can't really say anything about last year because it wasn't for a lack of effort for us. But we didn't have the squad to compete.
Certainly can't... Definitely can't be holding Sid accountable for.
No,
you know
Sid was
not that you are.
No.
Sid held it down and was there every week.
Sid was incredible last year, man. Like Sid was helping to drive to games. He was playing, was fasting.
First year he played as well.
Yeah,
First year he's actually played for the senior NBL City team.
First year. Yeah, first year.
But this season in the CVL.
Yeah, so this year he didn't want to play National League. We weren't sure what was going on, but for some continuity, he came in, but he wasn't enjoying it. I think
he wasn't enjoying it.
He wasn't enjoying it. We had a new squad, a new coach, obviously, for him, because Ben wasn't there last year. And
I don't think he enjoyed the coaching last year either, from what I hear.
No, he definitely didn't enjoy the coaching last year. That's not what. So that's. But in fairness to
Sid did tell me that he came in this season with his playing head on, and he wanted to play, and he was locked in, and he's competitive. You know what he's like in practice.
Yeah.
And then the first preseason, the first game we had in the cup against Gloucester,
we did well.
Yeah, we lost by 1. Yeah, they didn't have most of their guys, but he didn't get the minutes that he wanted to get. Probably that he should have got as well, but that was cup game. I treated that like preseason. I did try and get him back in the fold numerous times, but
didn't work out.
We bumped heads a couple of times in practice. I was still holding on to some stuff from that first game, I think, because we had a bit of a. I was being petty because we had a bit of a back and forth after the first game where Sid watches this. Sid just say, be honest with me about it. So I was honest with him. He didn't like what I thought was the truth at the time. Yeah. That maybe he might not start or whatever, or might not get all the minutes. He always would have played, even with the squad we had by the end of the season. Sid would have always been in the rotation. But I think, understandably, you've got kids and stuff. It's like, do you really want to dedicate all that time for a limited role? And then he decided to play CBL.
Yeah, we needed him this year.
He got suspended for the 2 games, whatever it was.
Yeah,
because he played 1 game in NBL.
Yeah, so he was pissed. He was like, "I'm not playing basketball anymore."
Then he got a couple of ejections. There's a video of a fight going around.
Oh yeah,
when he came back.
I forgot about that. Did he get ejected? He got another suspension. He got another suspension for that. Shit, I forgot about that.
But then when he did come back and was actually able to play, he scored like
63 points.
63 points.
13 threes.
He broke Suff's 3-point record for the club. He didn't break the scoring record because Lewis had 64 in the Welsh League before.
Was it 64 or 65?
Or whatever. Lewis scored slightly more than that.
Yeah, so Lewis scored, I think, 64, 65 in D1 against Cougars a couple of seasons ago. So he's got the clubs.
I was the point guard in that game. So I was responsible for some of those baskets. And Ebos. Ebos was actually, we both started, but Ebos was probably the one handling the ball more.
Yeah.
But so Lewis got the club record, but Suff broke the 3-point record, which
Suff had it for 1 year.
Sid broke the record. I'm sure Suff will come back and try and aim for that record for sure.
Yeah, he's trying.
He's going to be gunning for that record.
So in that game, I think Suff scored 32 points.
Okay. So half of what?
No. So Suff scored. No. I don't know how much Suff scored.
Well, in the game, Suff broke the 3-point record.
No, in the game that Sid broke the record. 63 and
Suff had 32.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I think I could be wrong. Suff held the record for what? A season? 12. He had it last season, 12.
Yeah.
Before that, I think the record was with Dale for 9 threes. Dale's one of our former players.
None of these records really count though because it's not National League.
Dale held it in SWBA.
Yeah, but if it's not NBL, it doesn't really.
Oh, I don't know. 9 threes are 9 threes.
9 threes is still 9 threes. Lots of people couldn't make 9 threes in the court now by themselves.
Exactly.
So even in 40 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. in a game as well, and so you know what I mean. So now Sid holds that. So well done to Sid.
Yeah,
round of applause.
I'll have to make sure Sid listens to this one.
And in terms of the cup situation in CBL, it's Barry versus Cobras in the finals.
Okay.
I believe we beat Barry in a cup game, but because one of our guys wasn't registered, rightfully so, that game was voided as well.
So I believe we beat Barry in a cup game a couple of times this season.
So that's twice now, where we haven't had our shit together. See what I mean?
Haven't had our shit together.
You need KC there every game, man, to fucking hold your hand. But yeah, unfortunately, that's the situation.
We do.
So BWNL can't find results, win losses and stuff. Can't be asked digging through their Instagram for posts and stories. Get a website, guys. Jesus, the amount of money you charge as well, the least you could do is get a website.
You did see the result of one game though, which you told me about before we started podding.
Archers, so Archers BWNL with 6 guys versus West Coast Warriors with 6-7 guys. 138-31.
Interesting result.
That is madness. So this is what we've been
say
saying
about
in
that
all the previous podcasts. It's like BWNL is dominated by the South and is essentially SWBA plus a couple of periphery local teams from around the country. It's like it is such a gap.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? Archers are just on another level. To be honest with you, that's crazy. You know, and don't get me wrong. I know they had a couple of guys who played National League. You know, shout out to Ravi, to Ravin.
Ravi played that game, did he?
Yeah,
Ravi's had some big games in National League this season.
Yeah, he's a class player. He's a class player. You know, and he you know they absolutely killed it. Like even still with 6 guys, but 100-point deficit.
To win by 100 points, yeah, that's interesting, you know.
Yeah, and the final quarter, it wasn't like they started the first quarter, and it wasn't like the first quarter was like 5-10 point difference. They just kept it up, and the final quarter they scored their most points Archers did, which was like 43 points to like 7 or 8 or something. I don't even think it was that for them to score 31, but like,
well, they must have been scoring like 7 or 8 each quarter.
A long time ago.
20 plus years ago when I was first playing seniors SWBA, but
who was National League back then? Celts.
Celts, RCT.
So do you think
Mets.
any of the D1 guys could have handled Celts?
No, but no one in National League besides the D1 National League guys could handle Celts because they went D4, D3, D2 as we spoke about before. None of them could. But RCT were still playing in the local league.
Yeah.
You know,
RCT still holding it down, although they lost to Met in BWNL the other day. They lost by 20.
By 20, yeah. They don't have as many guys right now. Tony's barely played all season.
They've got loads of guys. They've got good players. They've got some guys who come through who look decent. They got a couple of guys from Bather as well.
If they haven't got an actual big, that's a big thing. Tony hasn't played this year really for them.
No, Tony's got some health issues to talk about and stuff. But yeah, Tony's...
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get him on. Although Met's record was a lot different to ours, they only finished 1 spot below us in the table.
Like, shit.
Like they were way below 500 and we were...
Take that back.
We were positively, clearly above 500 with good points difference. But they were one place behind us in the table.
Oh, so, fair play. So they really picked it up then. Because when we played them, they were... Like they didn't even score for the first 8 minutes when we played them.
Yeah, they didn't. But our team this season, like week to week, could be a totally different team. Like against them, we had our top 11, 12 guys. Like when we had our top like 10, 11 guys, you see, we beat Plymouth by like 26. You know, we were always one of the best teams.
We were up almost 40 against.
We beat Bath, who finished second in the playoffs by 20 when we had most of our guys. You know, so. It all depends. It all depends who we had.
So, in summary, then let's go on to our Cities NBL season. How's that gone?
Well, we finished 11-7.
Yeah.
Which we probably should have finished a couple more wins. We had 4 games off the top of my head, which were like single possession games down the end.
Yeah.
But we didn't win them. So, but I think it's been from where we started at the start of the year. Well, if I'm being honest, I didn't even think we'd have a roster worthy of playing in NBL D2. I was worried we were going to get relegated.
Yeah.
Based on the 6 or 7 guys we had in the gym at the very start of the season, all developed, like Boyle, Tom, Will. Yeah. They all stepped up and they turned into really good NBL players.
Boyle, Alekos, Tom, Will, never
Hamid.
Yeah.
Hamid had played, but he was one of the first 5 in the gym as well.
Yeah.
Amir, he dropped off, but he'd never played NBL either. So those were like the 6 guys we had in the gym at the start of the year.
Yeah. Lewis has gone off, so Lewis has averaged probably about, I think, something like 25, 26.
Yeah, obviously Lewis came back full time, which made a big difference. Austin Yang, shout out to Austin. He is going to be incredible player. He had 27 against Portsmouth on the weekend.
Yeah,
he's going to be incredible.
He's what, 18?
He's 18. He's going to, if he wants to be, he's going to be a pro at some point.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can hold on to him next season, you know.
Yeah. If he doesn't get snatched up in a BCB program. Which we will get on to.
You never know whose BCB program that could be. You never know what could happen.
And we will get on to that.
Nefe as well. Got to shout Nefe.
Nefe is incredible. Every game, anywhere between 3 to 5 blocks minimum.
15 rebounds.
unbelievable.
He'll score as many points as guys will give him the ball. I know that doesn't make much sense or where word, you know what I mean. If guys give him the ball, he'll score as well. You know, games he hasn't scored, he hasn't scored the ball. Nefe is, to me, the best centre the City have ever had.
Cardiff City or Cardiff?
Cardiff City.
Okay.
Right.
He's still got some time to develop.
He's still got some. Yeah.
Hopefully he's gonna go and get into
playing the States this year, right?
Hopefully, yeah.
If he reaches his potential, he could be the best centre Wales has ever had.
Without a doubt.
If he reaches his full potential and he wants it, you know, the only person that we've had in terms of centre that could maybe, like, you could maybe say might have been up there with him was Tony when he was younger and playing. But
what about Juice?
He never played for Cardiff City.
No, I know. I'm not talking about. I'm just talking about.
Oh, I'm talking about Cardiff City centres compared to Nefe.
Yeah, probably
to be better than Juice.
And Tony was in his mid to late 40s when he was with us.
30s. He's in his mid to late 40s now. He was in his mid to late 30s.
No, he's pushing 50 now.
Yeah, so mid to late 40s.
Yeah, okay.
He was in his mid to late 30s when he played with us, so he was still, you know, older.
Yeah,
not like the same as when he was playing D1 for Filton and stuff. Still really fucking good at that time.
Yeah, no,
but no, I'm not comparing Nefe to Juice, definitely not, or to any of those centres that we've talked about in the group chat that have been up there. But potentially, if he sticks with it,
he's got to stick with it.
Trajectory.
And this is what we talked about: how long a player is going to stick with it. How many are still playing that had incredible potential at like 16 to 23?
Yeah,
who are still with it? Not many.
Not many, but most people don't have the infrastructure to stay involved. Now, if he goes to a college program, that's another 4 years he can stay in full-time basketball.
Yeah.
And then he'll probably play full-time basketball after that.
So Dave Wells went to the States. He come back just before Christmas. He didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, mad, I know, because he could have jumped on with us.
He could have jumped on with National League.
Not that we were short on talent.
I think he had a couple of things that were bubbling away but didn't happen. So, like, I spoke to him and he was like, oh, no, I'm meant to be going over here to, like, a different school or whatever. I think he's trying to get back out to the States again. But it's just like, it's like all of the US programs, 9 times out of 10, they have a similar sort of layout, from what I understand, in terms of how they approach basketball, right? Different personalities, different cultures. So it's like, if it didn't work out at Christmas time and you were there for 2-3 months and you didn't get to where you wanted to go and you didn't go back, you know, I don't know the ins and outs. I haven't spoken to him, but I'm assuming that's the situation. And you should look at something close to home. And I'm not saying look at, you know, Bristol or London or whatever, but you can look at mainland Europe as well, which is what some of our guys did, right? So Eustace and
Vokas both played professionally.
Yeah, both played pro, right? So the
States is year to year as well, though. Although you know, ideally you'll be there for 4 years.
Yeah.
Every
unless you get a scholarship.
You know,
NCAA, if they give you a 4-year scholarship, that's covered for 4 years.
It's still they can still renew or not renew it at the end of each season.
Oh, really?
So they don't, you know, they don't have to have you, like, you still gotta earn your scholarship.
What happens if you get injured?
They do redshirt and stuff like that. I think that's a bit different scenario. But I just remember when 2 of my older friends, Chris and John Bateman, went to the States.
Yeah.
Like about 20 years ago, and they informed me that, you know, there's no guarantees. You still got to earn your spot year to year. You know?
Shoot. Okay. So yeah, that's where we're at.
If Dave's in Cardiff next year, he could play for us. One of our numerous teams it looks like we're going to have next season.
Yeah, get onto that as well. National League D1, Worcester, who were probably 6th or 7th last year. They weren't great.
Like we said previously, they had a down year last year.
Yeah.
But this year, obviously, they were back up.
But then it was the same as Bristol Flyers. The year before, Bristol Flyers avoided relegation in D2. Not last year, but the year before by like 1 game.
And then they won D1.
And then they won D1, and now they've gone BCB.
Yeah.
Which I think was a big jump for them because they're getting absolutely smacked in BCB. They haven't won a game.
They got a young team though.
Not that young, man.
No, they're all early 20s, aren't they?
Yeah, they're in their 20s, but that's like when you're playing at a pro level, that's what you need.
That's the
right?
age, yeah. Met stayed up comfortably.
Yeah, comfortably. Well, 2 games so far.
Yeah, but you know they're not even next to the bottom 2. They're above Leicester too. 2 teams go down, right? And you got Leicester.
Yeah,
and then
so that's the line. Met are 2 games above relegation.
Yeah, 2 games. Yeah, but they it looked pretty shady for them.
Yeah. Well, to put it in perspective, Leicester's Warriors came second in D2
They were
last
good
year.
last year.
And this year, even though it's D1, let's refer to it properly. Leicester Warriors were atop of these teams last year, and Leicester Warriors avoided relegation by 1 game, and Meta finished above them. So they've held it together.
As long as they stayed up, that was the important thing. I really think, you don't want to have two teams in the same league, because the other Met team, they stayed up comfortably too.
Yeah.
So that's a good, that's a good scenario.
That's a good scenario for them. Yeah, they've done really well to do that, because it hasn't been easy.
And they got a young team in D1 too, so they'll probably be much better off for it next year with all the young guys developing a bit.
Yeah, they lost a couple of guys in D1 as well. Pete quit like halfway through.
Yeah, they lost some guys, so like other guys had to step in and play more, and I'm sure they'll benefit from that next year.
That helped Lonzo. Lonzo stepped up as well.
Lonzo will probably be great next year. Ravi might even be in the D1 team next year. Who knows how it's going to go for them.
So where we finished, Gloucester went 18-0. Well deserved to Gloucester, fair play. I would say they're the only team that comfortably beat us, even with our full squad.
We didn't have our full squad, but they probably would have comfortably beat us anyway. We were missing Tom and Berwin for the game in the second half of the season.
John, and in the first ones, we didn't have.
Our first ones, we were missing all of the guys. We didn't have any of the guys. I didn't have Austin yet. The first one, we didn't have most of our guys.
But they would have won, whether it would have been a 20-point win, 30-point win, or a 5-point win. I think they would have won, because they just played at what I consider to be that higher level, which was D2, which is what I was banging on about.
The third game against Gloucester that we played, the one you're talking about, the second half of the season, we had most of the guys that was enough to beat everyone else in the league pretty much at times, So yeah, they were great. After them, was it Bath? I'm really impressed that Bath finished second, because I don't think they've got a roster as good as those other teams. They just got a few real standout players like Cooper,
Yeah, but they know how to win.
And they got really good coach too. But
they know how to win, and so they're like a Miami.
Confident too, like
a Miami.
Bath culture.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
they got a tough, confident team, and they're in shape.
Yeah,
you got Bath, you got Portsmouth. Portsmouth are good. They pipped us twice, 2 close games.
Yeah.
We were missing guys both of those games.
Portsmouth, good team, really good culture,
great setup.
You can't say anything about them. Plymouth, we lost by
3 points away with 8 guys, and most of the guys that played in that game weren't even playing in the second game. Really, when we beat them by 26. Should we talk about that game? A few people wanted us to discuss that game.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about it from my perspective. No, you talk about it from your perspective, from a coaching perspective, and then I'll talk about it from my perspective, somebody on the outside watching it, right? Because there was a little bit of controversy in the Plymouth game.
Am I going first?
Yeah, please.
There's not much to say from the coaching perspective, if I'm being honest with you. We shot really well that game. 3-point luck is a big part of basketball nowadays. We shot the ball really well. We had most of our guys.
We always do, though, at home.
Yeah, and if we have our guys, then we usually do shoot well at home. So we shot the lights out. Lewis and Austin were great that game. They were all great. So we won comfortably. The most notable thing in that game was the Jackie Moon versus Jackie Moon square off. The owners or the governors
basically
scrapping on the sidelines.
So basically, what happened was, I got a lot of time for Plymouth Raiders. I like the guys. I think there's one guy on there who used to play for Cornwall.
That guy, you got a lot of time for him too?
No, I got no fucking time for him.
Shout out to Gaz, though, legend.
Yeah,
basketball legend. Jamie Davis.
Listen,
all those guys,
Gareth Laws. And the guys would be like, KC goes now, glazing him.
No, Gaz is a legend.
Gareth Laws is an absolute legend within basketball. Within Great Britain. If you know, you know, right?
Put up a really heartfelt post about me and him after that game as well, which was love and respect for that.
Yeah, I got a lot of time for Gaz. I can't say anything negative. Great coach, incredible player.
Yeah.
Did a great job with an average group of guys. Yeah.
An older group.
At
their time, they were definitely above average, all of those guys.
Yeah, but they're average now. And I think their bigs are good, you know what I mean? But when we played them, they've just been average. Like, to not absolutely destroy us with like 7-8 guys with a squad that finished, second, in previous seasons or whatever is no excuse. But they've got the same guys they had like 3 or 4 years ago, and
A lot of their guys are finishing this season too,
Yeah,
so they're
yeah.
starting to rebuild.
Yeah,
But
so Father Time is
Father Time.
undefeated, right?
Unless you're
So a lot of
LeBron.
time.
Unless you're
The
LeBron.
guy who runs it, I don't know his name.
Ross or Russ, I forget. He's a really nice guy when you chat to him before the
Listen,
game.
everybody off the court with basketball is lovely, right? But this guy has been a pain in the ass since a couple of years ago.
Okay.
He came down to us when we played them first time, and we
that was a heated game.
Yeah, the one where we won promotion, and the guy was like, he was complaining about a couple of things. I didn't even charge him. I should have charged him to come to game. I didn't charge, whatever.
That game you're talking about.
Yeah, let me get into it.
The hoop was fucked.
No, this is our home game.
Yeah, the hoop, it wasn't fucked. It was completely fine. It had yellow tape. Remember, Rodders did the yellow tape all around the hoop, so they probably complained about that.
No, they didn't complain about that. There was like I handed out a couple of horns and stuff and whistles and stuff. Right? And then the refs were like, "Look, can't do the whistle stuff." Like it was like little crappy plastic whistles. Doesn't sound like thing.
You should be able to do that, but whatever. Creates a better atmosphere, but whatever.
Yeah, because they do whistles in every other game, right?
Exactly.
The ref said, "Look, do you mind not doing the whistles and stuff with the kids and stuff?" And I said to the kids, "Don't use that. Use the drum. Use the thing. No problems." Did that in like second quarter, right? At the end of the game, come up, started putting his fingers in my chest.
Oh, this is 2 years ago?
Yeah. He said, "Oh, wait till you come to us," right? Went down to them, smacked them again, right? He came up this time, and we have the music, and we have like it's part of the atmosphere, right? Yeah. And he was down the far side. He disconnected the speakers.
Yes,
and I knew he'd done it. But I didn't say nothing. I was talking to him. I was nice to him. He was like, "Oh, what's going on?" And he started talking about the refs. We'll talk about the refs in a minute. And he was like, "Oh, the refs are this, that, and the other." And I was like, "Oh, yeah." I was like, "Look," he was like, "It's nothing to do with the score, but whatever."
We don't choose the refs.
We don't choose the refs. Absolutely not, right? So
the referees down in Plymouth as well, mind, the first half of this season were fucking...
Because they used to how Plymouth played, right?
They anyway, were just as bad as the referees when we played in Cardiff.
So he disconnected it. I like chatting to him, and I was like, "Yeah, I know." I was like, we're up by about 30 plus points at this point, right? Almost 40 points. I went over, reconnected it, repositioned it because he moved it. Next thing I know, he does it again, and I was like, "Oh, stop doing that! What are you doing?" And he starts laughing. So I went over and I said, "Look, if you're going to do that, you're going to have to leave." He squared up to. He's a big guy. He's a big guy.
But I didn't like that matchup for you from afar.
But I couldn't give a fuck.
I know. See, you're not. I know you.
People don't know my past and how scrappy I am, right?
You're scrappy, but you're not. You're way too responsible. You're not going to get in a fight or anything like that. It was never like there was never going to be any thing. The way when it got a bit too far is when the lady pushed you.
So basically, he got in my face, closed the gap. He was like nose to nose with me. I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm going to. I was like, what the fuck is your problem?
Your body language wasn't instigating a fight at any point.
So he's closed that. He's closed the gap. I pushed him back because he's like right in my face, right? Because whatever the situation is, his missus come over, tried to rugby tackle me. I looked at her and I just carried on arguing with the guy, right? Then
you pushed him, but you like pushed him, and you're going this way though to do the speaker. It's not like you wouldn't pushing him to like instigate a fight or nothing like that. It was clear from your body language, not out of fear.
Yeah,
you're just not a dickhead. You're not going to get into a fight in front of everybody, mate.
And then his missus come in because like she just come in, start screaming.
I know she came in and pushed you.
And I just turned around and like I didn't say nothing to her. Obviously, it's a woman or whatever, and and then everybody got ejected, right? And my thing was, my issue was with the refs. The game management was piss poor, and they should have ejected him when he disconnected the speakers. Fair enough, they didn't know about it, but
the game stopped at this point, though.
Yeah, the game had to stop.
I ran over because I was a little bit worried.
Yeah, it's our home court, so nothing's going to happen. So like all the boys came over, they were like, blah, blah, blah. And they said, "Don't do it again." And then everybody else warned him, "Do it again, and it's going to be problems."
And then that Cornwall guy got involved, if you remember.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, don't do anything, don't do it." And I'm looking at him. He's like, he's down here, like, you know what I mean? He's probably my age.
Probably.
He's like a tubby little hobbit with long hair. And I'm like, I just looked at him and I was like, fuck?
He's the kind of guy, if he's on your team, you love him. Yeah. And if he's not, it's like Pat Beverley or something. I
don't like Pat Beverley because I think he's a sellout anyway.
But he's never played for the Celtics.
Yeah. Well, no, it's nothing to do with the Celtics. I just think he's a sellout. but that's a political thing.
Yeah, that's a political thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah,
I shouldn't have got ejected though, based on the rules for that, because they said I came on the court, but then after the game, the Plymouth guys told me that the coach can come on the court and de-escalate.
Of course you can.
So I never should have even. Meirin, that was an incorrect ejection. I just
no. Meirin that's his biggest weakness. He can't manage a game properly. He's great at refereeing whatever, but he can't manage a game. Reece he's a good ref. He's a good developing ref. You know, it's his first season doing regular National League games. He was looking towards Meirin for that. There was a lot of calls that were like a little bit sketchy.
There was a lot of calls.
There was a lot of calls in general, but
they're both good refs.
But Plymouth were playing, you know, quite aggressive, right? That's their style of play, right? So they weren't having any of it. But then, if you're going to make that, you've got to manage the thing.
Yeah.
So
Gaz's ejection, I love you, Gaz, but his was warranted though, because he was getting on the refs as he does. Like,
okay, what happened with Gaz? I don't know.
He got ejected before that even happened.
Oh shit, I didn't.
But just get like a couple of technicals, whatever, getting on the referees, you know. So that was completely warranted.
And then he tried to eject me, and initially Meirin tried to eject me.
Oh yeah, well, of course, me and you got ejected. Yeah.
So everybody who's involved got ejected or whatever, and Meirin tried to eject me, and I looked at him and I said, Meirin, I ain't leaving my court, mate. You can leave. And then I looked at him, and then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what, actually, all right, fair enough.
The game was over already at this point.
It was over. Yeah, exactly. And
it's still a fourth quarter to play, but it was a 30-point game.
Yeah, and I was just like, you know what, this is gonna be a shit show if I did that. So I was like, yeah, cool, whatever. So I left, and that was it. Like, you know, and look, I like Plymouth Raiders organization. I'm sure that guy who I got an altercation with was a nice guy off the court. He's an absolute twat when he's
a really nice guy off the court.
Yeah, no, but then
invested
like,
a lot into that club.
Yeah, but then like, how can I not like him with him spending so much time, money, and effort into basketball? Like, like we've said before, like anybody who does that, how can you have any sort of issues with them? But every time I've dealt with him or spoken to him, he's been an absolute arsehole. I think at one point,
team that finished third.
Yeah, I think they could have finished second.
Yeah,
they should have been. They were the most consistent.
It came down to the last game of the season with Plymouth and Bath. Whoever won that was going to be second. Yeah. So, you know, it came right down to the very last Saturday of the season, and Bath won at home. So.
And then you got Cardiff Met. Worthing Thunder avoided relegation. Reading have avoided relegation. Both teams are not very good. Surprising, Bristol Hurricanes are now relegated, 9. And Bracknell Cobras are relegated as well.
Yeah, not surprising with Bracknell, obviously. But
Bracknell, not surprising. Although they did take us to overtime. That was a good game. We had absolutely no energy.
Maybe for a neutral fan, that was a good game because it went to overtime and there was a few different crazy plays at the end. But that was
Lewis took us to overtime. And then we won 20-7 in overtime. In 5 minutes, we scored 20 points.
Again, that's probably on me again because we started Austin at point guard for the Bracknell game.
Yeah, there was a lot of blame laid at your door after that game.
Yeah, Austin wants to pay point, so I thought that might be a good time, you know. So that was probably on me.
But Austin's a scorer, man. You can't have him on there. And the other big thing as well this season was John was out for half the season with quite an uncomfortable injury. But he was able to play. He didn't want to make it worse, and he just wasn't getting the correct medical information from NHS and whatever. But then he went a little bit private, and then and a few people helped him out. Shout out to Matt. Matt was also a big part of huge part of what we were trying to do this year. But Matt got injured, a really bad ankle injury. I think if we'd had him, we potentially could have taken some of those close games, which, you know what I mean, could have given Nefe more of a rest because Nefe was playing, significantly more minutes second half of the season after Matt's injury. Harry had a kid as well.
Yeah, Harry had a kid. The whole congrats to Harry. The whole dynamic's different when Matt's there because Matt is just obviously he's a very good basketball player, but he's a mature person. He's a great person.
Yeah.
The whole vibe and dynamic is just different.
Because he's played pro before as well.
You know,
he's like a statesman, right? It's like having another coach.
Yeah, he's a great guy to have around. So the vibe definitely changed good with him. But I want to go back to what you said about the Bracknell game and the blame on me. I feel like you probably know I always try and look inward and take responsibility for what I can do after games, whether it goes good or bad. But the guys didn't take care of business that game either. Like, yeah, I did start Austin. I did experiment in that game.
I think the issue was it was some of the subs were confusing from the outside, right? So in particular, the one where I shouted out and I had to apologise to you afterwards, but where Berwyn was holding it. Berwyn was doing all the intangibles to help us maintain a lead of like 10, 15 points or whatever.
I don't remember you shouting, but go on.
And then Berwyn was taken out, and then I was like, put Berwyn back in, because he was like...
Was this towards the end?
I think this was like third or fourth quarter. It was, yeah, near the end, yeah. So it was like fourth quarter or whatever. We didn't understand why Berwyn wasn't on the court for that. But, you know...
want me to be honest?
Yeah.
Actually?
Well, as long as it's not inflammatory, but go on.
Well, I spoke to Berwyn about this after that game as well. Now I see why you're talking about with people weren't happy, because a few people reached out to me individually. Obviously, those people must have messaged you as well.
No, they didn't. I said this on the day.
Standard City way. Not necessarily Berwyn, but I know guys are always going to do that.
Yeah.
I don't mean Berwyn, because me and Berwyn was super cool. But I didn't think Berwyn was in shape to play more than like 10 minutes straight. And that's what me and him spoke about after the Bracknell game, you know?
Yeah.
But Berwyn's been amazing this season. Berwyn's another person who's an adult. You can communicate with him. And I thought you were talking about the subs where Lewis might have come out, to be honest.
I can't remember that. But I think the other thing that hit us as well, we had Tion back and gave us a real boost after Christmas.
Only for like 2 games.
And then he dropped off, yeah, which was a massive kick in the balls, because Tion is such a good defender. Like if he's in full shape and he's in game shape, he's like a starter.
He was definitely. He was in my mind. Tion was the starting point guard this season in preseason, you know, but he wasn't there to do it. But he was really big in the Bath game guarding Cooper.
Yes,
really, really big. You know, that one of the couple of games he did play, that was one. That was probably the only game he was fully healthy. Yeah, and really he was mentally right as well.
Yeah,
because
Cooper's an absolute beast.
Cooper's a great player, but Tion was mentally right for the Bath game. The next game that I was there that Tion played in, mentally he wasn't there, but I could be wrong. But I think that was more. I don't want to place blame, but in a sense like there was a Tion and Matt thing, Matt Godfrey. Not in the sense that there's any issues whatsoever, just in the sense that Matt doesn't really know Tion and know his game. And I don't think Tion came into the game until the start of the second quarter.
Yeah.
And Tion had a little injury in pre-game as well. He cut his finger quite bad, and his head just wasn't where it needed to be for that game. But you know, that was the time when Matt was taking over. I was on a bit of hiatus. So
yeah, let's talk about Matt Godfrey. Matt, who we've spoken about before on a podcast. He stepped in, helped out a lot for about a good 6 weeks while you were. I know you were there or thereabouts, but he was there for training and all the games as well while you were out with the babies.
He was also there prior as well.
Yes,
you know, just more as an assistant. But that time was really good because he got to know the guys more, and then he could take more of a lead. Even when we were both there, then he felt more comfortable. Because it doesn't matter how experienced you are as a coach or how good you were as a player, because he was an excellent player. Played D1.
Yeah.
You know, he was a great player. Played for Wales for a long time. But if you don't know the guys, sometimes you need to have the cachet with the guys. You know, because a lot of our guys are so young.
He hasn't coached at a high level for a long time.
He hasn't coached at a high level for a long time, and a lot of the guys, the younger guys on our team, they don't even know like about what Lewis or John has done over the years. So how are they going to know what Matt's done? You know, so it's to get buy-in from the guys.
We've had good buy-in from the guys. I don't think. We've had
for sure. No, they've all bought into Matt as well, for sure.
I think the biggest step up, not step up, but the biggest surprise, I suppose, for me this season, number one is Boyle. I think he's been incredible, considering he was 17 when he started the season, going to a starting point position in D2, and making a difference, not potentially as a scorer, but just distributor, ball handler, setting things up, defender, was great on that, made some clutch buckets as well.
All Tom. That. Yeah, but on Boyle, it's like, all that is true. Boyle was great, consummate point guard.
Yeah. But that may all change, because when he goes away to university becomes a priority.
Yeah,
and I can see that that's going to be, you know what I mean? He's going to play at a high level if he continues balancing education and that at the level that he is now. But if he doesn't, then it's going to be difficult for him to get back up to this level.
It will. The reason
and that's not a criticism.
No,
that's just the truth.
That's how it goes with the infrastructure of basketball. But the reason I'm not parroting everything you just said about Boyle, although it's all true, is because it wasn't a surprise to me. I was telling all of you guys from pre-season
It's true. It's true.
that Boyle could play.
And then Tom and Will.
Tom
wow.
really developed throughout the year.
Wow.
He was scoring like 20 points multiple games, the second half of the season.
Yeah.
Tom's a great team guy as well, a real great team guy.
Incredible, yeah.
Will
has just been super aggressive.
Yeah.
On offensive rebounds, he's
a great rebounder.
Unbelievable. Like, considering we got a 7-footer in there as well, he was getting in. He was just great. Just both of those brothers were such an addition.
Will developed a lot throughout the season. He was good at the start too, but yeah, Will's great. Hopefully we'll have Will for a long time, and Tom,
Yeah,
hopefully.
fingers crossed, the door's always open for those guys, man. And then we had Eustace for maybe a third of the season.
No, more than that. Eustace.
No, he dropped off just in November.
November?
Yeah.
No, he played the remember Worthing the last game before Christmas, which you came, that long travel?
Oh, shoot.
He played. Yeah. No, Eustace held us together the first half of the season.
Yes.
There's a lot of guys, Eustace, Alekos, Matt, a lot of guys held us together before all the other guys came back. And then there was
right. We never had a full squad.
We didn't have a full squad. One game all season, and it was a difficult balance because we had all those guys that had held us down at the start of the year that I wanted to stay loyal to and deserve their time.
Yeah.
And then we had all the new guys coming in, and there was definitely a little bit of, at the beginning, a bit faction-y.
Yeah.
And then there was also like situations where the guys that had been there since the start, that were new at the start, that had earned their playing time and their stripes, they were a bit disillusioned.
Yeah.
That the new guy, that the new old guys, were coming back in and just taking spots. So I had a lot of conversations both sides with that. But
I'm so glad I don't have to deal with this. That's amazing.
This is the things that people don't see with the coaching.
Yeah, of course.
And then there's got the new guys would be saying certain things to me, but they didn't have any of the context from earlier in the year. So
So yeah, Eustace was a big loss to us.
Mm-hmm, he was, because he was clearly our starting foreman,
without a doubt.
Like and he played great the first half of the season. And he wasn't able to play. We didn't have everybody for one game this season.
Yeah,
not one game.
Yeah, I think the max we've had is about 70%.
Yeah, and we've just been lucky that at the start of the year we decided we're going to have like 15, 16 guys.
Yeah.
And yeah, we might only end up with 8 or 9 for some games, but if we hadn't have kept that squad of 15, 16, which I was pushing for at the start, we wouldn't have had numbers for each game,
And then, who else? And then Rokas, because of work and stuff, he was there about 50, 60% of the time.
Yeah, he was really good when he was there, though.
He was incredible.
Yeah.
He was, like, and I know people are like, have their opinions on Rokas. For me, he was just the smoothest player.
He's smooth.
So smooth. It was just fun to watch Rokas play.
And everyone likes playing with Rokas as well.
Yeah.
Because he'll give you the ball if you're open. He'll see passes that you're not even seeing.
Nice little middies, his no-look passes.
He really started to look for his own as well, because at the start of the season, we didn't have many guys, so he was looking for his own more, and that counteracts perfectly with his vision and his IQ. Yeah. Berwyn, I know we mentioned him already, but not in this context. Berwyn was great from the time he came back. He came back at the Bristol Hurricanes game. So he played about 60% of the year, and he was amazing from the time he came back.
Yeah, I forgot he didn't start the season.
No, he didn't start the season either. Nobody started the season, really.
Yeah. Well, we had such a bad season last year that guys were shaky, but we held it down. I think at points our energy dipped within the season, as it may and stuff.
Ebbs and flows.
But yeah, it was an okay season. Like, there's nothing to kind of write home about. Middle of the table, beat every team at home apart from Portsmouth and Gloucester. And we had a couple of clean sweeps as well. But yeah, it was an okay season.
From your perspective, I have a different opinion.
Yeah, go ahead. What's your opinion? Go for it.
Well, we were 11-7, which is not bad considering the availability we had. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
To me, yeah. Well, I don't know how to say it.
Austin, when did Austin come in? Like October, November?
Austin's first game was the first Cardiff Met game.
I don't know when that was.
Yeah, probably November. Sometime.
So yeah, we haven't had. But yeah, I mean, look, hoping if
I had to do more coaching this year than the year we won the league.
Yeah.
Like, from the outside, it probably doesn't look like much this year.
Yeah.
But I had to do a lot more work this season.
Man management.
A lot more man management and a lot more tactical and strategy stuff, because guys needed the organisation.
Because the year that you came in and we won the championship, it pretty much all been put together apart from Charlie. So we had everybody from previous season. Then we added Charlie. Whereas this season, it was like, we just had Lewis, who was guaranteed to come back.
We didn't even have Lewis at the start of the season, really, though.
Oh yeah, because he was away on holiday.
He wasn't really in until a certain point. We didn't. For me, we didn't really have. We had no real leadership at the start. Lewis, when he got back in full time, was definitely noticeably more vocal than he has been in prior years, and really because he's a good mature person, he really took that role on, But 2 years ago, or whenever it was, we had Jake Kinder and stuff, So the leadership was already there.
Shout out to Jake. Jake and his team that he joined in, I think, around about Christmas time. Exeter actually won promotion, so they'll be up in D2 with us next year.
Wherever Jake goes, they're going to be winning basketball going on. That's just the kind of player he is.
Yeah, but, for sure. So let's talk about the future of Cardiff City then. And then we'll maybe get on to the future of Welsh basketball as well. But
last thing, for all you guys that played and gave you time this year, I thought we had a really good year, even if Coram didn't. Okay,
it was average, man. I mean, you can't say 11-7 and we had a great year. Like I set the expectations, even though I was criticised for it. I was like, it's championship or bust. It's just like.
But at the start of the season, did we have a roster that could win the league?
But I got to set out the expectations.
But at the start of the season, did we have a roster that can win the league?
Hell no. But was this league tougher than when we won the championship?
Gloucester were better than any team beside us.
What? Plymouth that year? Plymouth, I don't know. Plymouth, the team that we beat in Plymouth.
Who were Patriots?
Yeah.
They were on Gloucester's level, yeah.
So, apart from maybe Gloucester, who were playing at a good level, there was nobody else that I think were standout performers apart from Gloucester. So that's why, I was saying, look, it's a winnable league. But then you're right, maybe we didn't have the thing. But then I always believe that we're going to win it because we're going to attract talent. We always do.
Obviously, you've got to look at the roster we had that season 2-3 years ago compared to the roster we had this season, though.
I guess I just don't like excuses, Ben. That's what I'm all about, right?
Not excuses. These are not excuses because there's nothing to excuse, in my opinion. But
very well said.
Look,
I thought it was a good season. I think there's loads to improve.
Don't change the adjective you're using. You didn't think it was a good season. That's fine.
I thought it was an average season, yeah, and we had some great moments in there, yeah. Overall, it was an average season. We had some great moments. I think we should have beaten Portsmouth at home, but it goes the way it goes. But I think overall, it's a good building block for next season now if we get back 80% of the guys. So if we get back Berwyn, Eustace, Rokas, John, even just those 4, that'll help. We're losing Alekos.
No.
Oh, Alekos is back. That'll be good. We're losing Boyle. We're losing Nefe. Who else are we losing?
That's the only 2 I know.
Okay. So
the rest is up in the air.
So two starters next year.
2 stars.
Okay. But then we got potential furthers to come in and take the spot.
Well, if Tion comes in, he'll be the starting point guard if he's in shape and his mind's into it,
Yeah. So yeah, future of the club. What are we doing with Cardiff City? So we're doing some really cool projects in the community at the moment, which will come to light. I don't want to bang on about it, but if you're part of it, great. If you're in Cardiff, you're in South Wales, you know about it already. Obviously a lot of people have been talking about BCB, so it's British Championship Basketball. It's like the second tier pro level now. So you got SLB and then you got BCB, even though there's a lot of things going on with SLB right now, and BCB seems to be rising. So that's where all the fun is right now for British basketball. And everybody's asking what we're doing, right? So for years, people wanted to speak or get a franchise in Cardiff. And I've spoken to several BCB and SLB owners in the past, as well as NGBs, about, putting a pro team together, doing this sort of stuff. And the logistics of it is massive. The cost is huge and stuff. But we are working on a franchise in Cardiff for BCB. So initially we were going to enter into the BCB trophy competition and try and build ourselves up to go through that way and take 3 or 4 years doing it. We may have found a way to be able to put into that in partnership with some people, which I can't discuss at this stage, sorry, Ben. But our hope is to have a Cardiff BCB program, professional program, at some point in September. or October or whatever, but we'll be announcing it in the next month or two exactly how that's going to look. Obviously, Cardiff City is going to be a big part of that. And, the big thing for that is when you have a pro team, you need people coming out for the home games, right? Because everything everything comes down to money, right? And if we can't put a case together that is financially viable, no pro sports team is going to come here. Like Netball had a purpose-built arena because they know they've got, thousands, tens of thousands in and around Cardiff of women to come and watch and play, right? Boys, girls, wherever. We've got a couple of, we've got at least within and around Cardiff, at least I would say 500 to 1,000 people that want to see high-level basketball on a weekly basis live, right?
I agree.
If we can get those guys coming to regular games, probably more than that, like with the parents and everything as well. But if we can get those people to come in, so this is a plea to all the clubs: Tribal, Archers, Ely, Barry, Caerphilly, Newport, Ponty, everybody within and around Cardiff and in Cardiff, that if a franchise comes, which we're hoping to do and be involved with, to come and support it, to come and support that program, and because it creates a pathway for all of us, because then we can go, right, okay, if you want to play professional, there's the program on your doorstep. You haven't got to go up to Myerscough, Birmingham, Nottingham. We've got a college program here, high level. We've got a national league program. We've got the junior national league. We've got the local league. We've got the community sessions, and we've got the pro team. So everything funnels in to these guys, and it will just raise the level of basketball across the board, because we'll have people, moving to the city to play pro basketball. They're going to want to promote the sport. They're going to be involved in coaching, whatever the situation is. That's my vision. Like I said, nothing's 100% yet, but this is my vision. This is my plan. Is basically I'm working with some partners right now. It can't be just one person runs everything, right? Everybody has their own areas of responsibility. I have my own areas of responsibility that don't step on the toes of you or Amin or whoever else and stuff. And that's how that's what I want to do. So the conversation is going quite positive. Hopefully there'll be announcements roundabout in April, maybe sooner, but end of April at the latest. On what our next steps are in terms of what's happening. And if we can get it going, then fantastic. Overall, as a country, we're not investing enough into basketball in the areas that are needed. And you start with Cardiff. Unfortunately, people in Swansea and in other towns and cities across Wales will be like, oh, that's very Cardiff-centric. No, it's because we have a capture audience here. We have a larger population. If we brought a BCB program to, I don't know, Abergavenny, right? How successful do you think that's going to be? It's not going to happen. All roads lead to or through Cardiff.
Nice
right?
town, Abergavenny, but yeah.
No, it is. But you need. Look at. Do you remember Bangor a couple of years ago when we went? Did you remember Bangor University and Bangor in National League? Not Bangor, Bognor.
Yes. Yes.
Got my letters confused.
Other end of the country, of the
Bognor,
island.
in the middle of nowhere, and they had loads of people coming initially to their basketball program and you know what I mean, and everything like that. And where are they now? Disappeared. Because
some of them have gone to Portsmouth, haven't they?
But where's the crowds and everything? Yeah, do you see what I mean? It's dissipated because it's not in.
And they weren't even a good team, yet they had a big crowd, great setup,
Exactly,
so
and it's about consistency.
Yeah.
Whereas with Cardiff, what I mean, we've got a large population here. We got a whole bunch of teams, what I mean, in and around here, junior, senior, wherever, men's and women's. And if we can support and get behind whatever, this BCB program, whatever it may look like, it's going to help. It's not going to be Casey's running it, or this is Casey's program. I don't do that. Just like City's not my program. It's like, people keep coming to me and they're like, oh, what are you doing? I said, oh, I'm doing like, the admin and the reports, like, I'm just finishing off our annual for the, we got our AGM exec meet tomorrow, just doing reports. So it's like, everybody says we need a pro sports team. Well, now is the time to get behind it. now is the time you need to come out and you know what I mean. I think we'll probably do a live stream with live commentary on one of these things, some of these games, either over in Bristol doing some Bristol Flyer games or whatever. But we need to have that type of program, and we need to have people supporting it, right? And for them to support it, they've got to feel part of it. So if it's filled with Americans, nobody's going to want to come, right? Might come to 1 or 2 games. But if you're part of that program, and that's what we're kind of trying to do. So I don't know. What do you think?
Well, obviously, yeah. So, well, obviously, I don't know anywhere near as much as you do about these developments. You've kept me informed a little bit, but obviously we've had all this other stuff going on.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's exciting.
What do you think? We're like in terms of a professional program to come into Cardiff. What do you think we would need?
Players.
See, I'm coming at it from a strategic, administrative, infrastructure perspective, but you're going to the basics, right? Yeah. Which not basics, but the fundamentals. The fundamentals.
If you build it, it will come, right?
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, you need, of course, like you said, all that stuff that you've talked about is the groundwork for it all.
How do you feel about it, though? How does it?
Well, I've been longing for a pro team anywhere in the vicinity of where I am forever. So
what about Bristol, though? Because you could go over the bridge to Bristol.
You could, but
they got 2, 3 pro teams there.
They do, but that's
Flyers 1, SLB, Flyers 2, BCB, and Bristol Hurricanes, BCB as well.
If you're based in Cardiff, though, that's a fair way. Like, if you're just going to go and watch and support the team, that's one thing. But to actually be a part of it, that's a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, having it in Cardiff, I'm just thinking about from the support perspective. It's like the trains come in, they're pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Nothing guaranteed yet. No, nothing guaranteed on venues or anything.
But if you're playing out of a proper venue, the support will come. I'm certain of that. And although you said, you don't want it to be all Americans, which it can't be anyway, depending on the league you're in. You can only have a certain number.
3 imports, so 3 international players. Everybody else has to be British. So it's an opportunity for guys.
You'd have 9 British-born guys there, but
because I'm just thinking of some of the Vale guys, some of our under-18s.
Young people will come to see the Americans. Kids and all that, who bring the parents got to come then. They'll be coming to see the high-level, high-end talent.
But it also gives an avenue for these youngsters to come.
Well, exactly. If you're training with these guys, or if you're able to see these guys week to week, it's much more attainable then for the youngsters coming through.
Yeah, because these guys will be playing like National League or local league, or be involved in some way as well.
Like if we had a fully professional team, like now, let's say this stuff that's been proposed happens how you and I would want it to, and gets to the level you and I wanted. Then in 5 years, we'd have a situation where someone like Nefe wouldn't even need to leave to play high-level professional full-time basketball.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like that. Like right now, like obviously I'm going on a bit of a tangent with Nefe, but nobody wants to see him leave next season.
Yeah.
But he has to because it's the best for his basketball development.
Yeah.
So, but if we had a real infrastructure and setup here.
Well, it's the same for Mike Wells. So Dave, Mike.
Yeah, Mike Wells, for sure, Dave's brother.
Yeah, Mike is going to have to leave at some point if things don't improve. And I know people are like, oh, well, we're kind of in a bit of a golden age of basketball because we've got so many teams now. Although the women's game is poor.
Even someone like Boyle, he could potentially not start university next year if we had a proper thing that he could come in and be part of. Because with the kind of scale you're talking about comes coaching in the primary schools and loads of other opportunities for people as well. A lot more than people will probably realize, and jobs, managing things. There's a lot more that comes with it.
That's where I'm kind of heavily involved in, right? So like doing stuff with the schools and what have you as well, and just providing support to kind of to go into these games and stuff. Because the reality is that the guys we have now, not many, if any of them, could play at a professional level, right? Maybe 1 or 2.
A couple of them could.
Yeah, a couple of them, very small percentage.
Small
right?
percentage-wise, yeah, but
but then, how many of those who could potentially, you know what I mean, if they improved, could play at that
well, that's
level?
the thing.
Yeah,
Someone
there's
like
a lot more. But then
Tom or Will, if they had 2 years playing D1, training with this other team, there's potential there, but it's the infrastructure too.
You need that infrastructure.
You need the infrastructure.
You need it there, and you need to stay as open as possible. And I think this is the biggest thing, is that there are a lot of programs. We talked about it before, and I had a look at our previous podcast. We talked about it where a lot of teams become like oligarchs, right? Become their own little dictatorship. If you can play, you can play, right? It's as simple as that for us. And I think a few people have come from like, local league clubs, and, they wanted to make the step up, but they don't realize the commitment. I think as you mentioned, and the level of the game, because it is difficult.
Like, obviously, there are going to be times in all different levels of basketball where like you could have like someone that's say like an issue in the locker room or whatever, but I think 99% of the time, if you're running things right and you're open with everyone and transparent, everyone loves basketball. It'll work itself out. So I think for those other clubs to be more closed off to certain people is not the best way to go. Like, there's been times where I would have wanted to play for Met years and years ago where I couldn't, and I understand it I probably was that person. There would be a bit of a locker room issue, but majority of the time, the majority of the time you get, like, even our guys this year, guys butted heads at times.
Yeah.
Like, kind of, we talk about earlier, different, like a faction-y kind of thing, different perspectives and all that, but we're pretty cohesive overall as a unit by the end of the season, and it usually will go that way because everyone loves basketball.
And if you stay with it, you will.
Stay with it, because so.
How's Milo getting on?
Milo, I wasn't expecting that question.
Yeah, sorry, I've thrown out left field just because you mentioned, because he came in quite late. So Milo came in late. I used to coach him when he was a kid and stuff.
When I spoke to Milo, I originally spoke to Milo after the Bristol Hurricanes game in the first half of the season. And I said, you haven't left it too late to join, but you've probably left it too late to really factor into the rotation. But I wanted him to come, and he did come, and he was committed to training and stuff. But then timing for Milo wasn't great because Milo came, and then a bunch of the other older senior guys came back. Yeah. So Milo was pushed out even further. And then, if we're just being honest, Milo's...
And to put it in perspective...
Milo's gone quiet now.
Yeah, Milo is a great player, right? He's a good player, great young player. I've seen him play at the college, can shoot the lights out and stuff. But that transition from going from local league or from junior to National League men's is a big jump, and it takes time, and you've got to stick with it. How many years did Tion? It took you Tion what, 2 to 4 years before he started getting the minutes to reflect the effort he was putting in?
Years and years. The amount of conversations back when I was the starting point guard and Tion was not really playing at all. The amount of times I'd speak to him after the game, your time was going to come. He got so sick of it. Like, we're super cool, me and Tion, but there were times after the game we'd be like, Ben, I appreciate you, but I don't want to hear that by now. And we had those conversations for years,
Yeah, it took him years to break it.
But he still hasn't put it all together and had that season that he's capable of having.
I think he had it partially in the season we got promoted.
No, he was exceptional that year, but that's not his ceiling.
No.
His ceiling is fucking higher than this roof. Athletically, he's different than the majority of people on this island. Like, truly, his ceiling is another level. Yeah. And if he can connect this and the body and the ball handling skills and all that together, he's going to be a problem. I'm hoping this year coming is the season. I thought it would be last year because, I'll be honest, we're all biased towards ourselves. I feel like if I'm coaching, if the guy's got the talent, it'll come together for them if they stick with it, because I'm going to give them the freedom for it to come together.
And that's what I'm saying, is that, just coming back to the question, and I know this podcast's gone on for fucking ages now, but coming back to the question, in terms of what our plans are for next season, our plan is to have at least 2 men's National League teams.
Yeah, minimum.
In competing in NBL next year. Anybody who doesn't get minutes, you've got to be able to go and talk to your coach, and your coach has to be able to explain why you're not fitting in. And it can't be, oh, well, you're not getting buckets. It can't be that. It has to be more than that, right?
Sometimes it can be you're not looking to score. That's not Hamid's problem.
No.
But for other guys, I've had conversations where it has been like, you know, you can do a lot of things, but you also have to look for your own as well because guys are not playing you.
But you're looking at the package, right? You're looking at the whole package. You're not looking at just one aspect of the game. You're looking at the whole thing, and I think that's important. So, you know, we got some cool stuff going on. We got some other stuff we haven't mentioned.
I think we got so many opinions that, you know.
We did get a couple of emails about things that people wanted to talk about. But because we've had the long break, I've forgotten everything. I forgot to bring it up today.
That's so good.
Let us know what topics you want to talk about, guys.
NBA is always fun to talk about.
NBA is a good one. My Celtics are doing incredible. Yeah, Tatum's back. That's mad. And he's doing buckets, boy.
Yeah, Tatum's back. Your prediction of Celtics Knicks in the conference finals is not looking as bad as it did back when you predicted it.
Yeah, Cunningham's out for Pistons.
So Detroit, Cleveland, I predicted could still happen, but
I did say that I don't know if they're going to be able to do it because they even said themselves, look, even though they beat Lakers the other day and Lakers are on a run.
Cunningham won playing them, but you know, Lakers
he's going to be out until
Lakers
at least the first
games.
round of the playoffs, maybe even longer.
Lakers were bound to drop one of those games because they won like 3 in a row with last.
No, they won 9 in a row.
Yeah, but like 3 of those were like Kennard hit a buzzer beater. A few other guys hit shot. Like Austin Reeves had one where he made a crazy play to keep the game.
That. Did you see it?
So like the Lakers were due to lose. The backup for Detroit, Dennis Jenkins, is actually really good as well. He's not Kate Cunningham, but he scored 30 that game. He's really good.
Oh, no way.
James Harden has gone to the Cavs as well, so they could still.
Cavs could make some noise.
They could.
Yeah, Cavs could make some noise. Mitchell never been out of the first round in his life, is he?
That's not true.
Has he been out of the first round?
When he was with Utah, they made it to the second round. And
he hasn't been past the second round. He hasn't been
past the second round, but they beat Orlando in the first round last year too. So or maybe the year before. He might have been injured, but the team he was on has made it a couple of times past the first round. Yeah, no, not past the second round.
I like him. You know, that would be mad if Cavs get into the finals without LeBron. Do you think they could do it? Up against Boston, New York. New York, just look. This. I know they're third in the league, right? But they're such a wild card for me because
they are a wild card.
Because like they could play one game and Brunson could put everything on his back, and it's just awesome.
Hard to do that every game though when you're that size, you know.
Yeah, but he has consistently though.
He has, but not enough for them to win the title. Not many people under 6 foot and under have been. Do you know how many they have? They've been the best player on the team that have won a title. The only one I can think of off the top of my head is Isaiah Thomas.
Oh shit! Yeah,
you know him, yeah.
Yeah. Fucking asshole. Of course, the Boston Celtics player, yeah. I'm joking. I'm talking about the Detroit Pistons legend.
You probably had to say that because some people probably would just think about
Isaiah Thomas. Bad boy Pistons. Look it up.
Some people probably just think of the lefty Isaiah Thomas for the Celtics, but
he was a legend as well.
No one else really though. And the 6 foot, I guess. Yeah, Steph's way taller than Brunson.
Steph's like 6'1", 6'2"?
No, he's 6'3", 6'4".
Oh, that's NBA, so he's like 6'1", 6'2".
If that's the case, then Brunson's like 5'10", though. You know?
Yeah. Brunson's like my height.
So, you know, it's difficult for any team with that kind of lead player, it seems, to win the title.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Happened. I think we've covered off.
We've covered a lot.
I can't be asked talking anymore. Make sure to like and subscribe. This will be on YouTube and Spotify. So if you want to watch it, you can watch it on YouTube. You can watch it on Spotify as well, or you can just listen to it on the audios. Is there anywhere else that we need to put them? I don't think so.
But we're going to start doing it weekly now.
Yeah,
from now.
Start doing it weekly. We're hoping to announce our guests pretty soon. I'll find out if I've got an email back from some people as well. But yeah, let us know what topics you guys want to see, who you'd want us to talk to, who would want to talk to us.
That's the thing, you know. If you actually want to come, on, then let us know. Reach out to what's the email? You know,
the email address is here.
Yeah,
here's the email address.
So send us an email if you would like to come on and discuss. You know, because.
You all know us. You've probably got my phone number anyway.
We're going to be inclusive as can possibly be on this, right?
Yeah. I spoke to Pete over at Bather. I thought it'd be quite good to get on.
He would be. Yeah, I'd like to hear his history of the game. Because that's the thing too. You get people on, you can find out how they got into the game and all that stuff, you know?
Yeah. So for sure. Okay, guys. That's it for this week. Yeah. Is it all right if I finish off? Or are you going to jump in?
No, okay, I guess. Yeah, we'll leave it there. I disagree with some of your assessments of our season, but yeah, we'll leave it there.
It was an average season, middle of the table. What more do you want, coach?
Right. Well, no, I don't want nothing. I don't want anything at all. But no, I
Well,
don't.
if you agree with me, then let me know. Otherwise, you know what I mean. Middle of the table. It's a middling season, average.
Well, we were bang in the middle of the 5 of 10 teams, so yeah, I can't really argue that on the objective side.
People lie, yeah. Numbers don't, yeah.
Numbers lie all the fucking time.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in today, guys.
Yes, thank you, guys. Good to be back. We'll be doing this more regular now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Okay, take care.
Take it easy. Cheers.